There's not a street in town that you can't go through. There's a bit of history in, you know. It's powerful. Characters, you know. Brilliant. How the museum came about, how we actually got the first artefacts was, Harry used to go to the flea markets in Dublin on a Saturday morning. And he'd come back with a typewriter or something tucked under his arm. And because he was so good, he was able to fix it. And no matter what he got them working. Gramophones. We have a collection of gramophones. We have all the typewriters he had. We have lots of silver, and we have one of the original ranges that was made here in the foundry, Brendan's foundry. We have a very flourishing committee which runs the museum. And you know the tower here, the Martello tower, we're after putting in 2 new 9-pounder cannons, which came from England, specially designed and appointed for us. Very loud when they go off. I think they were fired 3 times last year. On the inauguration of the mayor, he will come up that night of his inauguration and he'll give the guns a good boom boom. And one of the guns actually is pointed at the council building. But we don't fire cannonballs, they're just wads of grass or, you know, packing. And if the guns were fired with cannonballs, it'll go for 2 miles, the reach is 2 miles. Betty Quinn, now Betty is the supervisor of the FOSS scheme up here. And Betty was the first woman to fire a cannon in peacetime. And myself was the second. Somebody else gave me that honour, he was meant to do it. And he asked me would I like it, I said sure, yeah. So that was it, that was our little bit of history. We have an Old Drogheda Society and there's nearly 400 members. We'd like to get more young people in, like they seem to think the Old Drogheda Society is full of old people, but Old Drogheda meant the old history of Drogheda. We promote history programmes in the schools. They are very interested in history, and a lot of them haven't a clue we're here. But hopefully it'll go from strength to strength. And you see, if you don't get the young people in, you have to, we're of a generation that we're going to retire. And we need the younger people coming up now with that impetus and, well, enthusiasm, to be quite honest, you know. We have a new gun exhibition also up in the tower. A lot of those guns were acquired from the Franciscan Friary. They were doing up the Friary a couple of years ago and they found a considerable amount of guns up in the loft. Now, they were well oiled, they were wrapped in greaseproof paper and they were ready to go. You could fire them. So they had to be decommissioned, of course, by the Gardaí, and they're up there now. And a gentleman donated quite a lot of guns to us and they're up in the tower. It's a wonderful exhibition. These are priceless. These trade banners. Now these are painted oil on canvas, but the majority of them are silk, pure silk. And we have a photograph on the wall here of one being carried down in the town. That's just the turn of the century there. We're very proud of them actually because I think we're the only museum in Ireland that actually has these banners. It's a wonderful place. It's very, even here now, the atmosphere is very emotive. Now, I don't like being in that building across the way, the Governor's house. There's a peculiar feeling about the place. I never liked it. Here I like. You know the way when you go into a house, sometimes you get a very good vibration about it? Oh, no. I think we might have a visitor over there. I'm not too sure. Because the cobbles, I think, are very emotive. If you look at the old photographs of the soldiers, they were sitting up there and you can see the whole row of cobbles coming down. So in many ways I think that should be retained and maybe just make a walkway in one section or keep a bit of the history on the other side, you know. But you can't make everything too modern. Hopefully we go from strength to strength with new members coming in. Because we are a voluntary organisation, so we have to generate our own funds. But we've done well so far. I mean, I think it's a very good example of a county museum.